Hi everyone, this is a tutorial on how to install my streamer package Space that I'm now selling on my Etsy store. This goes through every element, how you're meant to install it onto OBS, and then also get the elements onto Twitch as well. So let's get right into it. So to start, we're just going to rename this default scene. So I'm going to right click and click rename and then call it Be Right Back, because this is going to be our Be Right Back scene. Once you've done that, go down to your file explorer and then drag in the Be Right Back scene as a source into OBS. And there you go. It is literally as simple as that. So we're going to do the rest of them now. So we're going to call this one Starting Soon and then do exactly the same thing. Grab your Starting Soon scene and then bring it through. And then exactly the same for the last scene, which is the ending scene. So we're going to call this one Ending and then go ahead and bring that through as well. And there you go. You've got 3 scenes ready to go straight away. No hassle. Simplest thing in the world. However, if you do come across any problems, like the video is ending quickly after you start it, make sure loop is set there. So just double click in it, open up the settings and make sure loop is selected. So now we're going to go ahead and play with some of the pre-made overlays. So create another scene and call it overlay 1. And again, we're going to go into our folder and bring through overlay 1, which is in the folder that you will download. Now we want to go ahead and add our webcam. So click on video capture device and add that. Mine always comes through as a square for some reason, I'm not sure why, so I always make sure to go to that setting and then click custom, and then for some reason it just pings back into 1080. I don't know why it does that, it's just a weird quirk of my webcam. So anyway, grab your webcam and then reposition using the handles and then drag them inside the box where the overlay is, and then you have to drag that layer below the overlay in the layers panel. And there you go, now you have nice rounded edges, which is exactly what we want. Now we're going to go ahead and add a game capture into our overlay. So I'm going to go up here and click the plus button and then either select a window capture or a device or a display capture, and I'm going to choose display capture. Click done and then grab the handles again to reposition this inside of the square on the overlay and then drag it below the overlay in the layers panel. And there we go. So what we want to do next is add a stream label. So click the plus, add stream label. And then from this top drop down menu, there's loads of different options that you can choose to be your stream labels. Some of them won't have any data inside them. So such as top donator for the session. The session hasn't started, so the data doesn't exist yet. So find one where you do have data, because it's easier to make this happen and you can see your changes if you have data there. Grab your stream label and drag it down to where you want it to be, and then press Alt on your keyboard and then drag it in from the side. Now basically this crops it because it was hanging over the edge a little bit. However, we're going to fix this. Open it up in your layers panel and then go to the end item template and add 1 space, just a single space on your keyboard. Next, right click on the layer and then choose filters. You can choose a whole bunch of different things in here and it changes it in certain ways. However, we're just going to click add filter and then go to scroll in the drop down list and click add. Then you basically have these 2 different handles that just control the speed of the scroll. So now you see that space we put in, it basically means that the data isn't buffeted together when it loops around. Next thing we want to do is add a chat, so click the plus and then go to chat box, which is in the widgets section in the middle. So click there, then click add source, name it what you want, click add source, and then you'll get a preview of your chat here. What we want to do is drag the chat box so that it's basically in the same area that you want your chat box, and then you have to play around with these numbers here, the height and width, to try and get that box the same size as the overlay box. The reason why we have to do this is because when you drag the handles, it distorts the chat inside. So you need to do this with the numbers within this panel. So when you've got it roughly the right size, go down, click OK, that dialog disappears, and then you can drag it into the correct position there. And that's us done for that overlay. I'm going to show you quickly how to do overlay 3 because that one's slightly different. It's more of a classic overlay, if you understand. You'll see what I mean. Drag through overlay 3 as we did with the others. And you see how I mean, it's sort of sitting on top. we go ahead and we'll add our display capture again, just add the same one, and then drag that down in the layers to the bottom. Don't need to resize this one, just sits underneath. Click the plus again, go ahead and add the video, click the same one, and then we're just gonna reposition this so that it fits inside the overlay on the screen here. And as you can see, it sort of hovers above the rest of the gameplay, so I thought I'd show you how to do this one as it's a little bit different from the others. So the final thing we want to do is add an alert box. So click the plus and then click alert box and then add source, name it what you want, and then you have all of the alerts in this window on the left. So go into subscription or any other alert, click the X to get what is already in there, like default. You can click on or drag and drop the alerts into this panel. So I'm going to show you how to drag and drop. So just open your file explorer and then grab the file that you want, the alert that you want. So grab that and then just drag it over into OBS. And sometimes this can take a little bit of time. As you can see, it's starting to upload now. And then finally, there we go. It adds there as the third one along. So click on it to highlight it and then click done. And then you'll see a preview of that alert happening there. I like to make sure that the text appears underneath the alert, so I click the first icon in layout, and then there we go. We can also now go ahead and test this alert by clicking on test widgets and then subscription at the bottom there, and you can see the alert is working. So if you don't want to go ahead and use one of the pre-made overlays, you can create your own custom overlay using the assets provided in the pack. So we're going to create a new scene here, and then basically just go for all the assets in the pack and then just start pulling some stuff over. I'm going to start with the background, and then maybe we'll add a few labels, a few stream labels, got some purple ones there and some dark ones. So just resize those as we had in the other videos. Just there's a dark one there, add that one too, so it's about the same size, and add it there. You can do anything you want with this, really. It's really no limit to how you can customize this. Dragging through a game screen there, so say we can just push it above. I mean, you can really go wild with this, you know, you can make it any which way you want. Say we'll add a webcam as well, and a chat. So go ahead and add the chat. Use the extra big one. Actually, maybe this can be a just chatting, so we won't bother with the webcam. Okay, so you can reposition all of these at once. Go ahead and then either add the window capture or the display capture. We have one from earlier, so we'll just use that again. And we'll just drag that underneath the game overlay, and just make sure you drag it beneath the game overlay in the layers panel. We can go ahead and then say add a chat for this. And we'll add the same one, but then we can resize this. So if we click on that and try and make it bigger, do you remember using the numbers here? So we'll make that fairly big because it's quite a big chat box. So 400 seems to be good for width, and for height, let's have a go. 600 or a little bit shy, so maybe 7. Yeah, perfect. Okay, 7 seems to work. 700. There we go. So that chat is now on top of the overlay. You can use the keyboard arrows to sort of shift it around by 1 pixel. That's super handy. We'll add some stream labels. We'll actually add that stream label that we did before because that's already got the scrolling filter applied for it. And again, I'm going to use the arrows on my keyboard just to shuffle that into position. And now, yeah, I think we can pretty much call this done. If you want to lock any of the layers, like I'm doing here, just lock them into position. So I haven't locked this one, so now that is movable. However, if I click lock now, it's completely stuck there. So that's really handy if you want to make sure that everything's stuck in place. The next thing we want to do is add panels. So go to Twitch and click on the About tab and then click Edit Panels. And then that will turn on the ability to edit panels. Click on the big plus and then you can click on Add Text or Image. And now you have the button here that says Add Image. You can either click on that to load them through, or you can drag them in, which is what I'm going to do now. So just find a panel that you want to use and then drag it onto the box on the screen. Then click done. You can type something in this these boxes if you want, or just don't, and then click submit. And then once that's done, you can go up to the top again and then click on the edit panels, and there you go, your panel is in place and looking lovely. Now we're going to upload our offline screen, so click this button here. It says edit, about and links, and it brings you to this screen. Click on the second tab along called brand and scroll to the bottom. Click this button here that says upload, and then using the same method as we did before, find the offline screen in the folder structure and then drag that through onto the screen, and it will take a little bit of time to upload, but it will finally do it, and then it will say success. And then I'm just going to go back to my my channel and then click refresh to show that the new offline screen is there and uploaded. And once it loads, there we go. And there you have it, that's how you install the Space Pack. This can also be used with any of the other packs that I provide on Etsy as well, that are very similar to the Space Pack. If you have any questions, please make sure to either reach out to me in the comments below or on Etsy DMs, and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.